What's going on? Pretty cold today. Minus 30. Living in the woods, off grid. Yeah, I figured I'd try streaming on YouTube here for a little while. Not sure if anybody's watching. This is my first time. Live in Saskatchewan, Canada. That's what it looks like. Minus 30 right now. That's my solar setup out there. I've been living this way for 6 years. Yeah, just in the woods by myself. I'm gonna have to go get some wood out. I heat the whole homestead with this wood stove here. Yeah, I don't have any electric heat. Had to put in water myself, dig a well, and yeah, it's been quite the learning experience, that's for sure. When I first moved here in 2020, right during COVID, I had no power, no running water, nothing. And it was extremely tough to live out here in the woods, man. And I was just using an electric chainsaw. I had to walk out into the forest. This is kind of what it looks like now, how I'm living, but this way. It wasn't always like this, you know. Is there... Vicky, how you doing? Everybody out here is doing really well. I started the YouTube channel up, how long ago was that? Well over 2 years ago. And I've kind of been building ever since. Medium, how you doing? Yeah, everything's going well out here. I just figure I'd try streaming here on YouTube here for a bit. I live out here in the woods, off grid. I've actually done a lot of work since I did a YouTube video. It's been a huge learning experience, that's for sure. As well as the social media. Yeah. Solvi, is that you? Kind of looks like your picture. Yeah, I think we'll go outside, grab a little bit of wood. It is, you can see the chimney. This is single wall chimney, and it's pretty cold, so you want to get it up in the optimal burning conditions. So we'll go outside. It feels like minus 26 today. Feels like minus 26. These are my new batteries, guys. They're lithium ion batteries. These are what are going to be powering my new the new power source for the homestead here. My AGM batteries conked out on me. Oh, nice to see you in here. Yes, I'm living in Saskatchewan, Canada. Yeah, fully off grid. Yeah, it's been a huge learning experience for me, that's for sure. Have a underground root cellar. Yeah, I know the chickens got attacked by the coyote man, or 2 coyotes ate quite a few chickens. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster this year. The bees have been flying out of their... I think some of the hives might have mites in them as well. Some of the bees, like when it's minus 30, have been flying out of their hive. I don't know if it's just to defecate. I'm not sure. Well, my best source for a medical emergency is to drive my ass to the hospital, which is about 20 minutes away. But I've had some pretty close calls living out here in the woods. I almost choked twice living out here. But I bought a choking thing to kind of Hopefully in that yellow case up there. Hopefully to prevent, once on a carrot and once on a piece of popcorn. But I'm only about 20 minutes away from a small town that has a decent hospital. Yeah, sucks about the chickens. It's been a rough year this year for me. I lost all my bees in the spring. I'm not sure if that was due to mites or and maybe I'm just not a good beekeeper here in Saskatchewan. It's a lot different than where I'm originally from, Southern Ontario. But I've been trying my best. No antlers. I went on the snowmobile. It was quite cold. Supposed to go down to minus 40 tonight. So we're in a bit of a cold snap, you could say. Yeah. We had a massive windstorm, blew the door right off, and took a piece of tin off the top of my new tiny house that I've been building. We're just outside gonna grab a couple pieces of wood. I don't think on YouTube you can have music going. Yeah, well, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep moving ahead. Sometimes takes a bit to learn. Sorry, my hands are full of wood. Brr, that is chilly. You almost need a coat when it's that cold. Woo! I'm gonna do some vacuuming today too. Just a bunch of random pieces that I've been burning up that I had left over. The kittens are all sleeping in their kitty house, the insulated kitty house. Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, Kelly, I guess till Sunday, hey? It's gonna be pretty warm. Pretty chilly. Gonna be warm inside my house, but pretty chilly outside. I think tonight is supposed to get the coldest down to minus 40. I'm not sure with the wind chill though. The necklace, thank you. Yeah, I figured we'd try streaming on YouTube here for a while. A little different than TikTok, certainly, definitely with the numbers. Am I Brad Pitt's brother? I guess a lot of people say the same thing on, I guess, all the apps, but no. Yeah, it is absolutely chilly outside. Where's everybody from? Where you guys all from? Do I like hockey? I played hockey for a lot of years, yeah. Played hockey and when I was younger. And then played for about 8 years. And then didn't really stick with it in high school and stuff, you know. Norway, Toronto. Yeah, I moved from Kingston, Ontario out here. Vicky, I didn't end up getting a nice buck this year, no. I didn't have any big ones on camera, so I decided just to let them grow up. And yeah, it's just, I got a nice one last year, a nice big mule deer, but nothing this year, unfortunately. Which is kind of okay because I was having issues with my batteries. And I don't want to run the generator all the time. Well, I didn't want to. The bees did amazing. Well, they didn't do. They actually all died in the wintertime. And then I ended up getting 10 swarms here on the homestead. So I caught 10, kind of replaced them. I'm gonna put a little bit of laundry away. This is the one I got last year. Up here. He was a nice big buck. But I couldn't find anything this year that was a mature animal, so we just kind of passed on hunting this year. There's definitely still quite a few beehives that are alive. I can hear them, and the top little vents are kind of like crusted over with snow. I know that there's heat coming from there, so we'll see. Have to see this year how they survive. Couldn't be a lot worse than last year, that's for sure. You do goalie? How do you like it? I really like competing in life. Like I like competition, but I haven't done really any sports in a lot of years. This is my bedroom up in the loft here, and this is kind of the view. Lady and Beauty are on the far tree line. My two horses, and then right here I have a nice big trout pond, and I recycle all the water from the top of the roof here. There's two eaves that flow onto the front deck roof, and then it goes into that eave system, and then it goes into the pond, trout pond. But you can definitely see there won't be any fish swimming in there. She's all iced up, and the windmill's not hooked up either. Like the root cellar? The root cellar's done. Yeah. I think the only thing that needs to be finished is the handrail here. The handrail and the honey house. Oh, this is going to be a good year. Yeah. We're going to have a good year this year. I'm calling it. It's actually started out. It started out great already. So we're already having a great year. This is my onesie that I wear snowmobiling. It's a Stanfield's all wool. I don't know how you, it's my first time using streaming on TikTok, on YouTube, sorry. Yeah, this was a thrift find here. I think I paid not very much for it. But it's certainly nice. It's certainly nice for snowmobiling. Lady and Beauty are doing great. Everybody's doing really well. My family's doing really well. Neighbor got a little sick. Thankfully, I didn't get it, but he had like a stomach bug. A lot of people pretty sick right now. Definitely have quite a few pants. Might have to scale down on the pants. Maybe be the sweaters too, damn. I don't have very much laundry or clothes. I might have to get rid of some though. I think I have too many sweaters. I need to work on the handrail. I'm just not sure exactly what kind of material I want to make it out of. Like if I want to do welded links, chain, or just so bloody cold. And it kind of sucks that I don't have anywhere that I can, like a garage to build stuff. I just have the C-can, and that's less than ideal for working in. That's for sure. Well, the honey house is gonna be, it's just too bloody cold right now. You know? I don't know if you can, you guess you can't see it over there, but it's just too cold. That's kind of my main project for next year, is finishing the honey house and then cutting these dormers and putting windows up here. I think I have too many sweaters. Yeah, just kind of having a quiet day today. It's been super cold. So, just kind of having an inside day. Thank you, Sylvie. I appreciate that. The kitties are all outside in their insulated cat house. Yeah, I built them a nice insulated cat box and 2-inch thick styrofoam insulation, and then I spray foamed it to seal it. And that's where they like hanging out in their cat house. Yeah, I think I have too many sweaters. It's official. I'm gonna have to do a clean out. I wonder if I ruin this YouTube. Wonder if I ruin this YouTube channel. It never gets much attention, and I'm not sure exactly why. The numbers suck on YouTube compared to TikTok, you know? That's why I don't stream on this app. I have to put more time and effort into this to get my content out there, I guess. A little bit of water. Cats are over here. I'll show you. Oh, they heard me open the door, but they live in this insulated cat house over here. Yeah, you can see it is chilly. Front door's just frosted right up. Oh, they are nice and warm. It's actually plus temperatures. When all the cats get into the insulated house, it actually rises to a plus temperature in there. I have a bunch of downfilled pillows in there as a base. Yeah, even though they're stray cats, I try my best to look after them, feed them, and give them a nice warm place to live, that's for sure. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I was just like thinking I'd try it out. Try out streaming on YouTube. I think overall YouTube's a better platform than TikTok, but I might just have to restart a, my YouTube channel. I didn't really know how social media like worked when I first downloaded YouTube and started putting content together. I wasn't really sure on how that all worked. So it's been a really big learning experience. So essentially what happened is I got maybe 1,000 followers on this app that weren't genuinely interested in me living off grid, and YouTube kind of pushes your content to your subscribers first, and if they don't watch it or don't like it, then they don't continue pushing your content out into, I think it's like usually about your subscribers and 100 people, then 1,000, then like 10,000. If more and more people keep watching your content. But I had a Facebook at one time, and I got a lot of, well, probably about 1,000 followers from Facebook, and I think they liked what I was doing, but weren't really genuinely interested in myself, you know? Oh yeah, straw works really well. It feels better now. So I might have to redo my YouTube channel. Because 4 people in a stream isn't overly the greatest. And I don't think you can have music on YouTube. So we just have to be quiet. I kind of like it when it's nice and quiet in the woods anyways. I hadn't been going live very much just because of the fact that my batteries, I'm on generator power right now. I still have to build that battery box, but I have to go over to Steve's to do that. Yeah. I figure I'd just try YouTube out for a little while, but it's been... Looks like it's a pretty slow streaming service. I think it's just because of I don't spend very much time on this app or platform. Yeah, look at it outside. It is. We had some warm weather, and then we had some crazy wind out here. The wind was absolutely wild. And now we're into this deep freeze. Supposed to be a really big storm rolling into the States. I think Friday. We'll see what happens there. My parents are doing really well. I guess everybody's been heading south to kind of get a break from winter, except for myself. But they're doing well. I just went over there for supper. I guess it would have been Sunday. I was just looking at Lady and Beauty. There's been some moose hanging out in the backyard with the horses. Yeah. The moose have been kind of in that back tree line back there, which has been kind of interesting. Hopefully my fence is okay. When the moose come into, like, they can kind of ruin your barbed wire fencing because they're so big. Well, that's a good question. Thing that I kind of discovered about myself is how capable I am of doing anything that I put my mind to. Uh, I didn't know how to put a well in or do a lot of the projects around here, but I've always kind of had that mentality of if somebody else can do it, then why can't I? So, what I've learned about myself is don't be scared to try anything out. Don't be scared to try new things and to accept that failure is just part of learning. And yeah, and it's always good to keep growing as an individual, you know, mind, spirit, and body, the whole thing. And I certainly have come a long way living out here for 6 years. I had two dogs, two beautiful dogs, and the neighbor shot both my dogs on somebody else's land. Yeah. My dogs had found, well, what they said was that my dogs domesticated. One was a puppy, and the other one was a 2.5-year-old Irish Wolfhound. And that's why I kind of moved out to the country so the dogs could be outside. And the neighbors said that my dogs had killed one of their 400-pound calves. 400-pound calf. And then they ate it. That's what they're saying. Or what they said. And then 2 days later, they shot my dogs on somebody else's land. Yeah. It was it was a really big upsetting time for me. Oh, I absolutely love moose meat and elk as well. So I've been just riding solo. They're just a bunch of weird people over there. Anyways, I don't really want to talk about it too much, but it's definitely been really hard to, it's just life. Life just happens. Sometimes for good and sometimes it's bad. I don't know if I'll ever, maybe this year, I'm not sure. We'll see what the year brings for myself, but I would love to get at least just one dog. I've had a dog for, well, turn this down. I've always had a big dog, so not having a companion really sucks. Especially when you live in the woods alone. But that's okay. I've just been spending more time with the horses and also on myself. I know that sounds kind of odd, but it's like just been spending a lot of time figuring out the things that I want and the path that I want to kind of go, you know? You think I look pretty rough? Well, I guess I am. I guess I could shave. Is it the beard that makes me look rough or what? Yeah, it was kind of messed up, eh? I haven't installed the new batteries for the system. These are them right here. They were just super expensive, and I kind of want to just make sure that the box that I make for these lithium iron phosphate batteries is nice and airtight and well designed. So I don't really want to rush just getting those new batteries installed without thinking about it, because it's going to be minus 40 tonight, and those batteries ideally want to be in plus temperatures at all times. Yeah, some people just say some stuff, hey. I appreciate the positive vibes, homie. For real. And to be honest with you, one thing that I've learned about social media is that people just like talking, you know? I haven't really been reading the Bible very much. Maybe I should start reading it a bit more. I think that would probably be good for me. But I should dive into it and kind of really take a look at it. It's an amazing Bible. It has a lot of really cool things from way back when, different types of maps and illustrations. Peter, what's going on? Yeah, I figured we'd just try streaming here on YouTube for a little bit. This is the first time I've ever done any live streaming on YouTube. So, yeah, we're just trying it out, seeing what's happening. Darren. That's right, man. Christ consciousness isn't everybody. I'm not too thrilled about how cold it's gonna get. Minus 40 tonight. Have I found any new things from the recycle? Well, from the thrift store, I did find this cool little jade piece here. This little Buddha. It's real jade. And then I found this guy. This was a piece that I found a long time ago, but I haven't really been thrifting a whole whack load lately. Or I haven't been finding very much in the thrift worth buying. Yeah, the gold, not very much gold out there. I think a lot more people are kind of doing it, you know, as the price of silver and gold keep going up. I think more people are kind of getting out there. Things are getting pretty tight. Gonna have to do some vacuuming today, a little bit of house cleaning, I think. Is what it is. Yeah, like, to be honest with you, this is my first time streaming on this app. I guess the numbers are quite low because I don't spend very much time on here, which is to be expected. Blowing a bit of heat underneath the floor. I want to go do some work down there. Have to get under the house and do a bit of plumbing. You like the candlestick holder? Thank you. It's nice. Some nights I like just sit by the fire with the candles going, you know, you read a book or whatever. It's super relaxing. And it's kind of nice not having all those EMFs flying around with the Starlink, you know? That is the truth. You always have to look out for yourself for sure. I've learned that life is kind of like a solo thing. You may have a wife, you may have a husband and kids and stuff, but still, it's a very solo journey. Nobody's gonna fight your mental battles for you, you know. That's one thing that I've learned out is here is that you have to be able to rely on yourself. And I think that's like what 2026 is really, and 2025 is really showing us is that, you know, all you really do have is yourself. So many friends and family come and go, you know. Some people start waking up, to what's kind of happening in the world. And yeah, then you can't really talk to everybody about the same types of things that you once used to talk about. Oh, what's going? Oh, 5%. Guess we're low on battery. You know, sometimes you just start growing as an individual, and not everybody oh damn, not everybody wants to grow. Some people just like staying comfortable. I'm just trying to find a battery here. Battery to plug in. Thinking about maybe making some eggs too. I have it plugged into the wall, so hopefully this works out okay. Hey Liz, I'm doing really well. Thank you. Oh. Okay. Something's going on here. Kind of just fell out of the gimbal. Not sure what's... Oh, here we go. Sorry guys. Just trying to get the gimbal set up. Thinking about making a little bit of food. Yeah, I don't think everybody's meant to... Oh. If this is working here, I'm sorry. Trying my best. Trying my best here. Yeah, not everybody's meant to stick with us on our journeys throughout life, that's for sure. Isn't that the truth? Yeah, like I help out as many people as I can. But what I've kind of found is that if I work on myself the most, that's kind of the best way for me to help out in society with kind of what's going on. You know what I mean? Spread a lot of love out in public, hold doors for people, compliment people, and just kind of not overreact when something doesn't really, whether it's like you're stuck in traffic or your order of food's wrong. But try not to overreact, try and be a little bit more patient and understanding because, sorry, this freaking gimbal is just going crazy and I'm not sure why. I don't know what it's doing. That's kind of what I found. And yeah. Yeah, it's been definitely a learning lesson out here, I'm trying to find somewhere the cord's plugged in here into the wall. Maybe I could get another battery source. One sec. I think we'll try this one out. Colorado Kim. How cold is it where you are? It's gonna be minus 40 tonight. I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Excuse me. Well, I guess we've been streaming on here for 41 minutes. I think I'm going to start streaming on TikTok. I might have to redo this YouTube channel. It's 55 and foggy. Well, that's kind of a little bit warmer than what we're dealing with out here for sure. Have I been able to build a sanctuary? A satisfactory system in Saskatchewan. CH. Have you been able to build a satisfactory support system in Saskatchewan that you can rely on in a rough patch? Like, are you talking about in if the economy gets bad or what? Like, the whole homestead here is fully off grid, so I don't get any of my power from the government. I get all my water from, can you see that big bump there? That big bump out kind of past my raised beds in the garden, that's my root cellar. It never freezes down there, so I can keep all my vegetables underground. Good till next spring, usually, is what I've found. This is the chicken coop over here. It's my torn up flag from the crazy windstorm we've been having. I do have a trout pond over here that I designed. I had some rainbow trout in it, but the windmill last winter failed and then quit pumping oxygen into the trout pond. So in terms of like, is my place set up? I think my place is pretty well set up. I don't owe any money here, so it only cost me just about $918 Canadian per year for my land taxes. The cats are doing just fine. I can only really pick up one cat, so the stray cats are they're warm and they're fed. And that's all I can really do for them. You can't bring them inside because they just destroy your place. I'm excited for the warm weather. Tell me about it, man. This is just kind of a typical Saskatchewan winter, you know? Cold and long. Daylight, it's getting longer now, but the days are quite short here in this province, especially around the end of December. I lost 2 chickens due to coyotes. I lost 2 chickens. I let them out during the day to, believe it or not, they kind of like getting out to the natural sun, and they like picking at some snow and stuff. But I left just to, it was right in the afternoon too. I left to town for a little bit, and something must have happened, but I think 2 coyotes came in and nabbed a couple of my chickens. And then I shot a few coyotes out in the horse pasture just because I was afraid that they might have mange, and I didn't want my horses to get mange. So I lost a few chickens. I think I still have about 16 laying hens. 16 laying hens, but they're not laying right now because it's so damn cold. And the sunlight has been not the greatest. Yeah, Rocky got taken out by the other roosters. So I had a bunch of meat chickens in with my laying hens, and then when the roosters got big enough, that I think they just had a big Royal Rumble in there, and Rocky, unfortunately, I don't know if he was fighting too many of them or what happened, but he ended up with kind of just a short life, I guess, 2 years. They can get pretty crazy though. Chickens, man, roosters especially, they really get fighting each other. Yeah, it's been a rough year. It's like between the bees, some chickens, the dogs. Like great year financially for me, but just some tragedies. And that's kind of what you have to expect when you're living in the woods, right? Rocky, yeah, most of them are pretty aggressive roosters. You always see them online where they're like chasing kids and adults. Yeah. That's what it looks like outside right now. Picked up a newer old SUV, which has been really nice. All-wheel drive V8. So that's been way better than the Toyota Yaris that I've been driving for a few years. I've had to start over a lot of things. Yeah, so starting over, that's okay. Isn't like it's a huge deal for me to not giving up. I'm just learning as I go, just like anything in life, right? A lot of people give up, but I just learn, take it as a learning experience. It's tough, man. Like living in the woods off grid in a province that is fully new to you, especially winter, it's been a huge learning process living out here in the bush and building everything and, trying to be an entrepreneur or being an entrepreneur, building everything, affording everything, and paying for everything. Cash money it's been a learning process for sure, man. Certainly been a learning process for sure. I'm excited to start working on the honey house and shipping some honey out. All right, guys, I'm going to go over to TikTok. We streamed here for an hour. We didn't really have too many people stop in, which I kind of get because I don't spend a lot of time on this app. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate all the love. That's for sure. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. I hope everybody has a great day.